Hi friends, this is the best fiber supplement I've ever eaten, and it's transformed how I cook for my family. Obviously, this isn't your average fiber supplement. Take a look at this color. Beautiful, isn't it? So in this video, I'm going to show you not only why this fiber supplement is so good for your health, but also 9 other fiber supplements that will elevate your immunity, your metabolism for you and your entire family. This stuff has just one ingredient because this is a whole food. Not only does it smell good, but it tastes great. And there's no added sugars or artificial flavors or preservatives in this fiber supplement. I don't think fiber supplements are really foods, except for this one. And that's because the average fiber supplement isn't a whole food. And the wrong fiber can actually be more harmful or prevent you from eating nutritious foods. And this is where most people don't get the idea of eating fiber quite right. And this is why it's important to get your fiber from a whole food and avoid those commercialized fiber supplements. You know, when you take a fiber supplement and add it to bread, are you really making it healthier? If it's not that healthy without the bread, why would people think it's healthier with all the stuff in the bread? I mean, to be fair, it is healthier than eating a cookie or a cake, but those standards are really low because just about everything edible is healthier than that. Now, this fiber supplement is the epitome of health because it follows my number one rule when it comes to healthy eating. Eat micronutrient-rich whole foods. And that's a problem when you buy a fiber supplement in the store, whether it's powdered or gummified. They're not healthy because they're not a whole food. What's even worse is that many have artificial flavors and other chemicals added to it. Come on, how is a gummy a natural food, even if it's labeled all natural? I mean, white flour is all natural, right? But I think most of us already understand that white flour is not healthy. It's really not a natural product. It was refined and made into white flour after you ripped apart the germ and the bran and they threw them away. So fiber supplements are kind of like that. They ripped apart a seed and they just gave you the fiber. In that sense, it's healthier than a candy, cookie, or gummy. But I think we've already established that those are really not natural or healthy foods, even if you add fiber to them. Frankly, there's just no way that I would ever get my kids to willingly eat a labeled fiber supplement. Have you ever tried psyllium husk? The first time I saw psyllium husk was when I watched my grandmother, who had diabetes, stirring an orange-colored drink that was psyllium husk. It kind of looked like a weird tang. So I was actually curious and I tasted some. Well, that was the first and the only time I've ever eaten it. And I'm amazed that a lot of people associate eating psyllium husk as a healthy thing to do. In fact, some people are actually pretty proud of themselves. A couple of years ago, I was filming some shorts about eating more fiber. And the cameraman was so relieved that he took his psyllium husk after he ate his Korean barbecue because that was his fiber. And all he ate for lunch was Korean barbecue with white rice. Literally, his meal had 0 fiber, which is why he drank the psyllium husk, which, by the way, isn't a food. Unfortunately, psyllium husk enables people to eat fiberless meals. And the point of eating whole foods with fiber is not just to get the fiber, but it's really to get the stuff that turns plants into these different shades of color. So number one, when you add a tablespoon of this whole food fiber, you're going to be adding more than just 7.5 grams of fiber, which is half the amount of fiber that the average American gets in their diet. That's how easy you can get whole food fiber in your diet. Now, if you've been watching my videos, I'm sure you've already guessed what this is. Black raspberries. And this purple color is literally my favorite color because of those anthocyanin pigments. It is packed with anthocyanins, which are powerful anti-inflammatory, antioxidant molecules that help my family and me detox daily. Now, a teaspoon has roughly about 2.5 grams of dietary fiber. And sure, you'll get more fiber if you ate a teaspoon of psyllium husk, but what you won't get are the anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant benefits only found in these black raspberries. That's priceless. Gram per gram, there are more antioxidants per teaspoon in black raspberries than there are in blueberries, red raspberries, or strawberries. Now, every plant has its own unique properties, just like how you are unique, even if you have siblings. So if I only had one berry to eat, that would definitely be the black raspberry. These antioxidants have been shown to reverse precancerous lesions in human clinical studies. It is also super fragrant, it's sweet, just as as you would expect a ripened berry to taste. I add it to all my shakes on a daily basis to give it super antioxidant powers before I serve my family. And I can't wait to try a fresh black raspberry. Believe it or not, I've never tried any of these fresh because they're seasonal. They only grow in specific regions like the Pacific Northwest. And if you ever visit South Korea, I heard they have their own black raspberries too. And a black raspberry is a cross between a raspberry and a blueberry. There are not blackberries. They are so unique, and don't confuse them because these black raspberries have a large amount of anthocyanins that's comparable to a blueberry, but they also have bioactives that are found in the raspberry family. So you're getting a 2-in-1 food. Now, I don't feel so bad only accessing powdered black raspberries because many of the clinical studies actually use freeze-dried black raspberry powder. And when you freeze-dry berries, you actually get a significantly higher fiber content than the fresh ones because you've removed the water. And now the fiber becomes more concentrated. Berries in general help with muscle relaxation and muscle healing. And this is partially due to the berries' effect on calcium metabolism. It also increases glutathione activity to help decrease oxidative stress. Now, berries actually reduce calcium release from the sarcoplasmic reticulum of cells. And so when my boss got muscle spasms in his back, I encourage him to eat a ton of berries. Berries are also my number one go-to food to reduce inflammation. And 30 grams of freeze-dried black raspberries reduce inflammatory markers called CRP levels in 4 weeks. And 30 grams is about 7 tablespoons worth of black raspberries. Even applying black raspberry gel in your mouth to pre-malignant lesions can actually suppress the genes associated with RNA processing, growth factor recycling, and the inhibition of apoptosis in cancer cells. That means it reduces the amount of cancer cells in those areas. Now, black raspberries are rich in ellagic acid, which binds to DNA-damaging toxins, reducing the risk of mutations that lead to cancer. Anthocyanins, they also decrease inflammation in the gut, which lowers the risk of colorectal cancer. Now, this powder is really hard to swallow dry because it is so powdery. So this is why I use it as a sprinkle. So I sprinkle it on all different kinds of food to add fragrance, flavor, and sweetness. It's really good stuff. Now, number 2 are freeze-dried red raspberries, which have more fiber per teaspoon, roughly 2.5 to 3 grams. Red raspberries are filled with unique red anthocyanins that give raspberries their vibrant red color. Some studies suggest that anthocyanins may actually support cognitive function and protect the brain against age-related decline. In fact, berries are known to be neuroprotective because of the plant chemicals such as the anthocyanins, catechins, and quercetin that you don't get when you're simply eating Korean barbecue, white rice, and psyllium husk. And I personally don't think it's a fiber that is giving people health. It's really the fiber plus all the antioxidant micronutrients that are stuck to the fiber that promotes health. And those anti-nutrients are the most difficult things to get, and they make the greatest difference in preserving our health span and defending us against diseases of bad metabolism. When your metabolism slows down, you don't have the energy to fight against the stressors of life. Normal bodily functions, they actually create a huge amount of stress in our brain because it produces a bunch of trash that oxidizes brain tissue. So I think of our brain like a potato chip bag full of fat, and that's why they're both very sensitive to the air or oxidation. Our bodies are set up to supply antioxidants to the brain first before any other organs. Hence, it's not enough to just get the minimal amount. However, millions of Americans don't get any anthocyanins with their daily meal. There are 0 anthocyanins in Korean barbecue, white rice, and psyllium husk. Anthocyanins have strong antioxidant effects, which help neutralize harmful free radicals in the body. We haven't even mentioned the amount of abnormal stress that people subject their brain to from narcotics, anxiolytics, antihistamines, alcohol, smoking, sleep deprivation. And what about eating all those inflammatory processed foods? And how about getting respiratory infections or urinary tract infections? I can actually probably spend hours telling you about all these insults, but I'll spare you because I know this video is already pretty long for some people. Hence, it's super important to get your anthocyanins on a daily basis, and I would actually encourage you to get it throughout your day so that your brain has the equipment to reduce inflammation, which are linked to so many chronic diseases, from the brain to the heart to your joints like arthritis. Raspberries, like many berries, contain ellagic acid, which is a polyphenolic compound known for its ability to inhibit the growth of cancer cells and prevent DNA damage. And the end goal is to reduce inflammation, along with quercetin, which is another flavonoid found in raspberries, known to be anti-inflammatory. And like anthocyanins, quercetin helps neutralize free radicals. Now, number 3 are freeze-dried blackberries, which have 2.5 grams of fiber per teaspoon. Blackberries are one of my favorite berries to eat because I find them sweeter than red raspberries from the supermarket. Raspberries are so delicate that I have never eaten fragrant, sweet raspberries from the supermarket. They're always rotten when they smell fragrant. But I did go once red raspberry picking one summer in Spokane, Washington. I had a neighbor who was really into canning, and she took me to a raspberry farm. If you've ever picked berries, you know that they're thorny. So I was trying to supervise my 3 tiny little kids and wasn't very productive with my berry picking. But I did get to eat them fresh from the bush, and they were the most fragrant, juiciest, sweetest red raspberries I have ever eaten in my entire life. And I'm looking forward to doing that again. My friend, however, was like a professional raspberry picking machine. I literally probably filled up like a quarter of my bucket, and I turned around and she had filled 3 giant raspberry buckets in about an hour by herself. I find the most fragrant raspberries to be the darkest, dullest raspberries. And unfortunately, those raspberries, they get mushy even if you barely touch it. But blackberries are much sturdier. My mom had a blackberry bush that took over the side of her front yard, and I love to eat those blackberries fresh, but I was always afraid to pick them because they were so thorny. But I do find them more fun to eat than blueberries because there's so many little tiny pods that just pop in your mouth when you chew on it. But my kids, they don't actually enjoy that experience. They don't like the seeds in the blackberries, and I do admit they're kind of hard. So they won't eat fresh blackberries because the seeds get stuck in their teeth. So I've learned that I just have to pulverize it, put it in a smoothie to get them to drink it. Blackberries are another powerhouse of antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, which help fight oxidative stress, reduce inflammation, and improve your heart and protect you from cancer. Ultimately, all these diseases struggle with proper metabolism. And one of the best ways to improve your health is to improve your metabolism by giving it protective nutrients like anthocyanins. However, when you eat whole plants, you will also get other immune boosting micronutrients like vitamin C. And your skin is super sensitive to the changes in the vitamin C in your body. And that's because vitamin C is directly needed for collagen production. And so when you cut yourself, you need collagen to heal that wound. Heard of scurvy? People used to think of it as just for a sailor, right? Only sailors got the disease. But there are actually different shades of vitamin C deficiency. Whenever you don't have vitamin C, your collagen production is limited. And literally collagen glues your entire body together. Your blood vessels are made out of collagen. And guess how much pressure it's under because of your heart? Your heart is constantly pumping, right? That's how we measure your blood pressure. So when you eat Korean barbecue with bright rice and psyllium husk, there's literally 0 vitamin C in that meal. And that is a problem with our meals today. We have designed tasty, fragrant meals that have very little micronutrients. And we think that all we need are proteins and a supplemental fiber, and we've done a good job with our health. But that is not how preserving your health works, because your health GPA is dependent upon being able to fulfill your essential micronutrient needs on a daily basis. There's at least 30 essential vitamins and minerals that we know of that your body cannot make. Vitamin D is the only exception, but still people don't make enough of it. And when you miss just when you neglect one of these, well, you can get very, very sick. And this is why nutrition is so hard. We've been taught to put all our money in calories into good quality protein. Well, that's the easy part. Counting calories and watching your protein is the easy part. That's why most people have an A+ in those 2 camps. But what's hard is keeping track of what you're missing. I mean, most people actually get twice the amount of protein that they need, but most people miss at least 1 micronutrient. And when you miss 1 micronutrient, you can get your body very sick. And there's obviously more micronutrients that we haven't classified as essential, because if we knew what they were, then we wouldn't have these astronomical rates of cancer and dementia. Brain health is a popular topic these days, and it's about time, because our brain is the most important organ that makes us who we are. You can have a heart transplant, lung transplant, liver transplant, even face transplant. But if we transplanted your brain, you would no longer be you. Now, my occupation as a physician requires me to use my brain all the time. But whether I'm a physician seeing patients, taking my board exams, preparing for lectures in medical schools, chauffeuring my kids, or creating videos to upload on YouTube, they all require me to use my brain. In fact, driving my car requires me to use my brain. So all of us need to use our brains all the time, whether we're at work or at home. But sometimes our brain makes us do things that aren't so good for us. And it's not so good for it either. Think about when you desire a cookie. It's not your toes that want to eat it, it's your brain. What about when you want a cigarette? It's not your fingers that are telling you to go smoke it, it's your brain. And likewise, when you're eating that Korean barbecue, it's your brain making you chew. Now, the brain's desire and wants are very powerful, and they are very extreme when you're very young or when you become demented. And that's because the frontal lobe, which guides our decision-making capacities, are either underdeveloped when we're young or damaged through the stressors of life, and many of which are preventable. Hence, this is why I eat berries. The anthocyanins in blackberries are linked to improve cognitive function, improve blood flow, and improve new neuronal numbers, which all help prevent age-related mental decline.
Hi friends, I am so thrilled that you want to take charge of your health and take charge of your food. Now, I know nutrition can be complex, but it doesn't have to be. And I'm here to support you in this lifelong journey. So if you point your camera app to this QR code, it'll take you to a link for a free handout that I created just for you. And if you like it, if you want to see other handouts, please go to the link in my show notes, and then you can leave me your feedback on what I could do to help you in your journey. Okay, back to the video now.
And I really hate that term, age-related mental decline. I've met plenty of people who are older and did not have mental decline. And the difference between them and the other people is their journey in life, what stressors they encountered in their life, and how much of the antidote that they actually ate. And of course, many people understand genetics play a role. Really, it's because of epigenetics, environmental factors that turn on or off the wrong genes. And some of these genes may not even be your own DNA. This is because whatever you eat, whatever you put in your mouth, you're actually affecting your gut microbiome. They are a biochemistry factory, creating chemicals that will either improve your health or not. And in fact, some of it may make it significantly worse. The wrong microbiome can take you down. Heard of Clostridium difficile? That's a pathogenic microbe that can literally make your guts explode, both vertically and horizontally. People have explosive watery diarrhea, and eventually, if it's not treated, it can literally cause a perforation in your colon. I personally don't want to get that, and the way to prevent it is not to destroy your gut microbiome. So I work on nourishing my healthy gut microbes by eating all kinds of berries, including blackberries, which are an excellent source of both soluble and insoluble fibers. Together, these fibers support regular bowel movements, and they feed beneficial gut bacteria to help prevent Clostridium difficile infections. Now, if you shop at Trader Joe's, look for number 4, freeze-dried strawberries. They have 1.5 grams of fiber per teaspoon. Now, I personally eat strawberries daily because they are rich in vitamin C, anti-inflammatory flavonoids, and ellagic acid that have been shown to improve precancerous lesions in the esophagus. And this is a big deal. Do you know that millions of people take antacids because of reflux? And it's important to get rid of that reflux because that acid can cause cancer in the esophagus. But taking a chronic antacid is probably not the healthiest way to go about it. In fact, proton pump inhibitors have been associated with a high risk of dementia. Maybe it's because when you take a proton pump inhibitor, you actually lose your stomach acid. And this affects your digestion of foods and your ability to extract vitamins like vitamin B12 efficiently. And the lack of vitamin B12 for sure causes strokes. Just like how vitamin C deficiency can cause different shades of insult to your skin, when you're missing any essential vitamin that is critical for your brain health, there's going to be shades of insult to your brain. And if you eat enough strawberries, you can actually improve your blood sugar levels, your cholesterol levels, which both translates into better blood flow. And number 9 is probably the most famous antioxidant fiber-rich berry for brain health, which are blueberries. Freeze-dried blueberries have 1 gram of fiber per teaspoon. Now, studies have shown that blueberries can indeed improve cognitive function and may slow the progression of age-related memory decline. There goes that term again. Eating more blueberries have been linked to improved cardiovascular health because they help reduce blood pressure, they improve cholesterol levels, they enhance vascular function. Blueberries are high in fiber, low in glycemic index, meaning that they help to stabilize blood sugar levels, making them a great berry for people who are worried about blood sugar spikes. And notice how my top 5 choices are berry after berry after berry. Honestly, I try to eat as many different kinds of berries as I could get because I consider them to be one of the healthiest, nutrient-dense foods to eat. I love eating fresh berries, but living in Southern California really limits the amount of time that I can get my berries fresh. So during the winter, we're dependent upon international imports. And when it's in season, well, mostly our stuff comes from the Pacific Northwest. But it's okay, freeze-dried berries really come in handy. So number 6 are ground flax seeds, which have 1.1 gram of fiber per teaspoon. Flax seeds are one of the best sources of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a type of omega-3 fatty acid that helps reduce inflammation, supports heart health, and can help to reduce the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and cancers. Flax seeds are an excellent source of both soluble and insoluble fiber, which promote regular bowel movements and overall your gut health. Flax seeds also contain lignans, which have antioxidant properties and believed to help reduce the risk of certain types of cancers, particularly breast and prostate cancers. And the lignan in flax seeds are also phytoestrogens, which really help us to balance our hormones. Tofu, flax seeds, and exercise are the 3 ways that I mitigate hot flashes. Now, the omega-3 fatty acids in flax seeds, combined with the fiber in flax seeds, well, they really help to support good, healthy cholesterol levels, lower blood pressure, and just overall cardiovascular health. It doesn't just promote blood flow, it also promotes bowel movement flow. I know so many people persistently constipated because they don't exercise, they're dependent upon narcotics, and they don't eat fiber. And I found through the years that the quickest, healthiest way to get people to jumpstart their bowel movement is to drink chia seed water. So number 7, eat chia seeds, which are 1.4 grams of fiber per teaspoon. Chia seeds are an excellent source of a particular type of fiber called soluble fiber, which forms a gel-like substance in the digestive tract to promote regular bowel movements. Your bacteria literally convert those soluble fiber into butyrate, which then fuel your bowels to move. Hence, people find tremendous amount of benefits within a couple hours of drinking chia seed water. And you really don't need a lot, just a spoonful in an 8-ounce glass of water. You stir that up, you wait 20 minutes until it expands like little shiny tapioca pearls. Then you drink it and go for the walk. And if the first one doesn't work within 2 hours, the second one probably will. This stuff works better than anything you can buy over the counter or from a pharmacist. It not only works better, but it's literally better for your health because it's healthy in so many ways. Like flax seeds, chia seeds are an excellent plant source of omega-3 fatty acids. They are loaded with other antioxidants, which protect the body from cellular damage and inflammation. Chia seeds are a good source of calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, which are important for maintaining strong bones and preventing bone-related disorders like osteoporosis. The high fiber and healthy fat content of chia seeds help regulate blood sugar levels, making them an excellent food choice for managing diabetes and preventing blood sugar spikes. Now, number 8 are artichokes, which are one of the most fiber-rich vegetables with 1.4 grams of fiber per tablespoon if you finely chop it. They are particularly high in inulin, a type of prebiotic fiber that promotes the growth of beneficial gut microbes, which improves digestion and your overall gut health. Artichokes also contain antioxidants like quercetin and rutin, which support heart health, reduce inflammation, and may protect against certain cancers. Additionally, their high levels of magnesium, potassium, and folate make them excellent for maintaining healthy blood pressure and cellular functions. Number 9 is another fruit, avocados, which contain 1.1 gram of fiber per tablespoon mashed up. This creamy, fiber-rich whole food is one of my favorite things to eat. And they are really unique among fruits because they are packed with monounsaturated fats, which just simply switching your saturated fat into monounsaturated fat, you can totally up your heart health, lower your LDL cholesterol, and actually help raise your HDL cholesterol. Avocados also are packed with fiber so that you feel full, eat less food, and have lower blood sugars. They are rich in vitamin E, vitamin K, folate, which all support your brain function, your skin health, and cellular repair. And number 10 is my favorite way to eat soy, Edamame, which delivers about 1.2 grams of fiber per tablespoon. Of course, you got to take the shell out. And if you're looking for protein, well, this has all the essential amino acids. It's also a rich source of isoflavones, a type of phytoestrogens that supports hormonal balance. And it appears to reduce the risk of hormone-related cancers. The fiber in edamame promotes a healthy gut microbiome. It's also high in magnesium and potassium, which will improve your heart and blood pressure. Really, all of these foods that I listed will help improve your blood pressure, which is a great way to feel well, stay well, and be well. But there are so many other foods that can improve your blood pressure. And if you want to learn more about that, check out the next video.